I'm Kabir.
And I'm Pranita.
And today we will be giving you general tips about writing skills, which will help you not only in your exams but also in life.
Now we start off with article writing. While doing article writing, we begin with the heading. The heading should be around 6 to 7 words maximum. It'd be better if it's around 4 to 5 words. Now this heading needs to be really catchy because while reading a newspaper, the first thing you see is the heading and it should catch the eyes of the reader. Followed by this is the name. Now the name is usually provided in the question paper, but if it isn't, then you write XYZ. Now in an article, you start off with para 1, which is usually the introduction of the topic. You can start off this paragraph with a quote or a rhetorical question. This usually adds a gist to your paragraph. Followed by this comes the discussion of the topic, which talks about the pros and the cons. It should not be biased towards any one person or any one thing. It should be very general and it should be totally unbiased. Lastly comes the conclusion. Using facts and everything you've talked about, you should reach a conclusion. And you can end your article usually with a question because it leaves the reader thinking. Now some tips about the article is that while doing your article and while writing the information, it should include a lot of statistical information to add materiality to your information. And followed by that, you should always give examples to what you're writing, because once you give examples, then people can relate to what you're writing, and that is a really good advantage of article writing.
एक था राजा, एक थी रानी, दोनों मर गए, खत्म कहानी. In a story writing, you're given a certain paragraph which you have to use in your story. You can use it as an ending or as a starting also. Important thing in story writing is you need to make a nice heading and write heading in your paper, because sometimes people forget to do it. Now it contains 3 parts: the starting, the middle of the story and the ending. Between the middle and the ending, you have to build up the climax. When you're narrating the story, it has to come up with a certain point which builds up nicely and it ends at it doesn't end up abruptly. You can't end it by saying, it's preferred not to say, I woke up and my dream got over. It's not preferred to say that. You have to elaborate what your ending is. That's an important part. And then speak in active voice, and the speech has to be direct and indirect. You have to keep a balance between that. And you don't have to limit your imagination. You can think, imagination is never ending. You can think of a very good story, open your imagination gates and just write it down on the paper. There are no limits. So.
Oh God, I bought this pen yesterday and it stopped working. Now I need to write a letter of complaint to the company. But how?
Time and time again, we will have to write letters, be it an informal letter or a formal letter. So to start with, what is the difference between an informal letter and a formal letter? Now, if I want to write to my parents or my teachers or my friends who are in another city, I will write an informal letter. However, if I have to complain, for example, as Pranita said, her pen wasn't working and she had to complain about that. For that, we need to write a formal letter. So, how do we write a formal letter? So, to begin with, you write your address, as in the sender's address. First, the house number, then the lane or the colony, followed by the city, New Delhi, 1100, whatever, 21, the pin code. Then you leave a line and write the date when you send it. Again, you leave a line and you write who it is addressed to. Now, if I'm writing a letter to an editor of a newspaper telling him about, say, something I read in the newspaper and I want to initiate further debate on it, so I will address it to the editor, Times of India, and the address of the newspaper, of the publication in New Delhi. Maybe if I'm addressing to the editor of Times of India, New Delhi. Again, you leave a line and write, dear ma'am or sir. Next, you have the subject. An editor doesn't have the time to read pages and pages of what you're writing to him. So a letter has to be short and precise. So now you write the subject, which tells him exactly what your letter is about. And so maybe if your letter is about a particular article which you read, then he can send or forward that letter to another person who is in charge of that article. So your subject must be short and not be more than 6 words. Underline it as well. Again, you leave a line and you start with your first paragraph. So your first paragraph should introduce the topic, as in what you're talking about and why you're talking about this. An introductory line could be, through the esteemed columns of your newspaper, I would like to bring the attention of the public to this issue which requires immediate attention. In the following paragraph, in the second paragraph, you talk about the problem at length. Now, if you're writing a letter to your local authority about something which is happening in your colony, you will tell him how that particular issue is disturbing you and your neighbors. So, why it is such an important issue, basically. In the last paragraph, you give solutions and remedies. So, if you're writing to an editor, you can't tell him to solve the issue in your colony. You will tell him to maybe publish your letter and initiate debate on that topic, or print more such informative articles. Try having at least 2 to 3 solutions to get more marks. And yes, that is your solutions paragraph. Now you end with your signature. So you say yours sincerely or with kind regards, your name. In your exam, if the name is not given in the question, write XYZ, do not write your name. But if it's given, and in the exam, most probably the sender's address and name will be given